Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus, and I'm here with
Q.
And we're gonna talk about some news. What do we got? First tab up there. I think
Our
Cowboy
editor's back, everybody. Let's say hi to the editor.
Yeah, say hi to Michelle.
Hey guys.
Yay!
Dust editor.
I still need the editor cam. I've got to get.
Oh, God.
I need an editor cam.
We haven't figured out how to attach it to the bottom of the chair yet.
What? All right, now I don't know what you're wanting to record.
Hey, man, it's Twitch, a little fan service.
That's not a free show.
Oh,
Gotcha. Patreon. Got it.
Patreon, yeah. Join Patreon, people.
If you want to see editor cam.
Oh, $20.
Oh God. Is that what I'm worth to you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll give you part of it.
That's $40.
So you're like my pimp in this.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I gotcha.
Good gracious. You're the
Oh,
most broke down
so-
pimp I've seen in a while.
So Cowboy Bebop, right?
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop. Oh, dun dun dun. So yeah, Netflix is doing a live action Cowboy Bebop. I mean, we had heard about this, but it's been officially announced, I guess now. Just a few days ago.
They better get Ed right. They better have Ed, because, sometimes they pick the oddest people to not
Do you
put
think
in
they're
there.
going to get anything right? I don't know.
Well, they're doing it
man.
as episodic. They've been a little bit better on their series than they have their movies.
Yeah. I mean, as a series, it could be. It says Netflix ordered 10 episodes. So
As long as they don't if they tried to do it as a movie, it was going to be like, well, we've seen what it was going to be like with the other live actions. But if they do it as a series, they should have all the characters present.
yeah, I mean, to do Cowboy Bebop right though, it's going to take a decent. It's going to take a decent budget too. To really to get that atmosphere and.
Oh no, there's already been. I've seen already people rallying to the "do not do this."
Yeah.
Netflix.
Well,
Which honestly, I'm like, dude, it ain't a big deal, because I mean, bad live actions don't harm the original source.
I mean, it's just animated live action is not really something that I think usually does that great. I've never been able to get into a live action version of anime. I can't think of one off the top of my head that I'd go, I was really good.
I mean, there's some that could, but like you said, it's not going to be this. I think there's only a few anime that keep it, I almost want to say, this is almost hilarious, but real enough that they can be done as real life. The whole point of anime is that it allows them to express things that would be difficult. I mean, heck, her outfit alone is going to be a challenge, you know what I'm saying, to really not make look a little bit odd, because I'm talking about, Faye.
Yeah,
Valentine, just because it's very anime-ish. It's a bit much.
Well, yeah,
I love it, but it's not something somebody's going to want to walk around on set all day and not look out of place.
Well, no, and that's always sort of been the thing about anime, is anime pushes a boundary that we can't really do live action, or we can't do live action well. I mean, once again, we know the outfits are not going to be the same. I mean, you can even see that in Marvel with Avengers and all that. There's outfits that look good drawn, but in reality,
are you trying to say that spandex does not suit?
Spandex does not work very well in reality.
But being a sci-fi, that is a bit much. I agree with you that just being sci-fi alone, even though a lot of the places they go look normal when they get there, there's still space travel, there's a spaceship, there's a lot of sci-fi technology that's going to make it a bit of more of a challenge than it would be to do something else. Like, honestly, I think it would be easier to do something like the Fist of the North Star, which, for all I know, there's already some terrible live actions out there, than this, because sci-fi does not translate well from animated live action, and fantasy doesn't. Really
I'll be honest too, man. I'm just not a big fan of remakes in general. Not even just going from anime to sci-fi. I'd rather see them go, hey, this is inspired by Cowboy Bebop, and they do something that's in that same realm, but not,
You know what I think they could do? I think a Soul Calibur possibly could be done.
I don't know.
There's only a couple of characters that would need extensive makeup. Most of them look normal until you
that's video game to movie, not really.
Yeah, that's not been known to go great either.
Yeah, and honestly,
you
remember Street Fighter movies, right?
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat movie.
And in the case of Street Fighter, that should have been doable. Street Fighter's not nearly that difficult to pull off.
Yeah, the Mortal Kombat movies. I'm not even going.
Well, all I'm going to say is this is a very well acted out series, especially even the dub. The dub was well done. I love the dub of Cowboy Bebop. And that's what I think is going to be the hardest part, is that with such an incredible story-based series, with good acting and a very intense story, that's going to be the hardest part, is it needs to be written and acted out really well to get those characters right. The thing about a Street Fighter show is that Ryu and Ken don't have such in-depth personalities that it's impossible to write for.
When you're talking about a fighting game, that's a completely different realm.
Yeah, that's easier to do. But this, Spike has to be perfect. Ed's got to be perfect. All of them are going to need to be well done.
If they pull it off, it will go down in history books. Because
it'll be an epic if it's pulled off correctly. But, I just look at it and I go, because, think about if they tried to do the Castlevania that did so well. They had tried to do that live action. I do not think we would have gotten anything close to what we got.
Well, it's also partially because, things done in cartoons and anime also just sometimes, when it's in an anime or a cartoon, the outrageous, the cheese, all that stuff, it just sort of goes with it. But when you bring that over to live action, it comes off as crappy and just sort of...
Darn, you're right. A lot of the traits that we saw in there would be cheesy.
Yeah.
They would immediately become cheesy. So they're going to have to dodge that bullet.
Yeah, you take the tropes and stuff that are in anime, and they don't translate well over to live action. They don't look good on screen.
Well, I will say this. I might be wrong about the costumes. Now I think about it, we've seen some cosplayers do a really good job. If they just put in at least that much effort, they can get the costumes down. Now that I think about it, I've seen some amazing Edwards, Faze, and Spike.
I've seen some really good. Ever would be pretty easy to do, I don't think. I don't think. As far as she goes,
I've seen a couple of good Faze. I haven't.
I've seen some, but you also got to think of the action and movement that you don't really see in cosplay. Like, how well is it going to translate once you start, getting the action down and all that? In cosplay, a lot of it is you're basically modeling it. You're showing it in an ideal environment. Once you start filming and doing a lot of action, they don't always keep, I guess, as well.
All right, you got a point there. Well, all we're gonna say is that that's not the only thing Netflix has been up to. So I'm losing faith in them quickly.
Well, yeah. Let's talk about Daredevil, man. I'll be honest. I was not surprised that Daredevil was canceled because honestly, I didn't think they were doing a fourth season anyway. And I could be wrong here, but I thought when
but they said cancel instead of saying I know. Instead of saying
which means they apparently planned it, but I only expected them to do 3 seasons of each hero to begin with. I didn't think they were going to go over 3 seasons because I thought they were. Because to me, it makes more sense to go into. Let's do some seasons with these characters, get them introduced, get their stories, get you well acquainted with them, and then start doing the Heroes for Hire, or whatever.
Logistically, that's sound. I didn't actually expect a season 4 either.
No,
in a sense of it's gonna be a beaten dead horse eventually if you keep pushing it.
Yeah,
I do believe that there is only so far you can go with a single hero story before you're going to start to wear out the glamour and the appeal. Now, if they're doing this because they plan to create a show where they're going to switch between them, so that it isn't too much on one character, maybe they do a storyline that may have any number of different heroes drop in, like Heroes for Hire, or just Hell's Kitchen. That is a good idea. They go, now we're just going to do a general series, and who knows might show up. Oh, look, Frank Castle's shooting at Daredevil. That might be cool.
Yeah.
So maybe they're doing that. If that's the case, I'm okay with it. Because I don't want them to stop doing anything, but at the same time, don't force it. Don't force out trash.
Yeah.
You're right. I'll give you that. But it still is a little bit of a shock just because nobody saw it coming. I think the reason people say cancel, because right here, they just said it's the final season.
Yeah.
They didn't go announce a season 4. But now I think about it, they didn't announce a season 3 of Luke Cage really either. So it may have always been intended to only go so far.
Well, let's see. It says Netflix thanks showrunner as well as writers with network. Also said it was grateful for the fans who watched. Let's see. Daredevil's 3 seasons will stay on Netflix. Netflix said, adding that you can expect Daredevil the character in future projects. So yeah, I mean, with them being in future projects, honestly, I think that's a natural progression. Like I said, I was not expecting a season 4. Now, this does also mention Marvel's move away from Netflix is not all that surprising given parent company Disney is launching a streaming service for its own Disney Plus in 2019. Now, originally they said this was not going to affect, I think, the Netflix stuff, but maybe it is. I don't know. What do you think?
I guess I'm going to be not watching Marvel for a while because I'm not buying another friggin' streaming service. I'm sorry, but there's nothing else on Disney I want to see. And I'm not going to buy a streaming service for one show. It's not. So if they start putting out more stuff on Disney, then this unfortunately probably means the separation of me and that series especially because I don't know what they're going to charge, but I'm not expecting anything from Disney to be cheap.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be $4 or $5. It's probably going to be $10, $11, $12, and I'm not doing that to watch one series. So, hate to say this, but that's why the internet exists.
Well, I mean, and we did talk about that too. Whereas more streaming services are becoming commonplace, piracy and stuff like that is starting to go up because.
It gets expensive. I mean, when people stop being able to reasonably afford it. I mean, I right now already got 3 streaming services.
I was talking to somebody else about that at one point in time, and I said the same thing you said about the reasonably afford. And the reasonably is a good point. I don't think it's so much afford as it is most of us put a cap on our TV entertainment, I guess, budget. It's not that I can't afford to buy Disney Plus. It's more so at some point I have to put a cap. It's like, okay.
Yeah, because you've got a lot of streaming services.
Yeah,
you've got a lot.
It's like, I'm willing to spend about $60, $70 a month, maybe, max on subscription services. Because honestly, you do got to look at it and go, okay, how much money am I dumping into these services? And then once you have 7 or 8 of them, you might not watch one of them for a month or 2, and then so you're paying for something you're not even watching.
Well, and see, and that's the conflict I ran into, because here's the thing. We're gamers more than we are TV watchers. I can honestly say that out of my time spent on entertainment overall, I don't know if I even do if even 25% of all of my entertainment purely time is even on shows.
Well, and I think that's
mostly YouTube and gaming.
And I think that is also what affects people's how much they're willing to spend. Like if I just watch a bunch of TV, I'm not a big gamer. I'm probably going to have a larger, I'll be willing to spend more on TV. But being a gamer, and I do like series, to watch series, I'm still. I'm dividing my time up between, so it's like, I'll do this service and this service, and then I'm pushing this money to buy new games, stuff like that, board games, video games, tabletop books,
I have no evening
all that stuff.
I have no evening where I've spent more time watching those other streaming services than I have simply gaming and YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly no evening. So that's why I'm not willing to pick up a third or fourth. And here's why it also annoys me. It's not like Netflix doesn't pay, like no money is going to Marvel and Disney when it's on Netflix. The insistence on, no, we want all the money, so we're going to pull it over to this streaming service is irritating because as you divvy this up, you make it harder to get this content for somebody who's a casual. The casuals suffer more because they're like, well, do I go get Disney while I have Hulu, while I have Netflix, while I have Vivo, No. And it's irritating. So what it's done for me is it's that I'm just going to probably wait. Yeah, I'm just going to be like, screw it. I mean, I haven't seen the third season of Daredevil because I haven't redone my Netflix because Netflix stopped having one.
Well, I mean, you also got to remember what streaming services originally replaced. Because, I mean, streaming services originally replaced the rental store, the Blockbuster, you know. And with I can no longer go to Netflix and go watch the latest movie. I can only watch the latest movie that certain companies are willing to push to them. I have to go to a different streaming service to watch the latest movie pushed to some other place, you know. So it's also become a nuisance of there's no one-stop shop anymore.
And that was the whole point of the streaming services, is that they were a consolidation of several things you wanted in one place, which is why you got them. Because I mean, they're starting to not be that anymore.
Because even Amazon and Google, where you can actually pay the $3 or something to rent something temporarily, has come across the problem of, well, the things that they're allowed to have, you know. So even the more traditional style of a rental service is still getting divided up into multiple services, and some of these companies aren't even allowing rentals of some of their stuff. You have to have the streaming service to watch the rental or go buy the movie, you know.
Yeah. And I don't want to be the host, but just to put a short cap on this, put a cherry on top more like it, this is just the move we've seen all businesses going to. This new policy of companies to, I want to make all the money, whether it be gaming companies or other forms of entertainment. And the entertainment industry is moving toward, we want all the money. And we will inconvenience as many people as we have to get all of the money, share none of the money, squeeze every penny. And they're forgetting that there's one thing, I said it a long time ago, y'all remember, entertainment is optional.
Yeah. Well,
and you can lose people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's something, and this isn't on our list. This is something that I saw. Maybe the editor can pull it up. You know, Steam is one of those services, you know, but in the game industry, and we know how these different services have started to pull away from even those. So you're having to go to Origin, you're having to go to Ubisoft and all that.
You can't get Fallout 76 on Steam or something.
So there's been a lot of people complaining about Steam, which I don't really see why the complaints from what I've read, but they've changed their revenue from like 70-30. Go Steam revenue change or percentile change, revenue percentage change. Yeah, revenue split. There you go. But so apparently they've changed their agreement with the companies to where the larger dollar games, like once you've made 10 million, you get a higher cut than if you're under 10 million, and once you've hit 50 million, you get a higher cut. So the indie games are staying the same, and this is why I don't quite get why people are complaining. Because so originally the cut was, I think, 75-25 or 70-30.
70-30.
Yeah, 70-30, and that's staying the same. But for those bigger games, those bigger titles, once they hit a certain dollar amount in sales,
Valve makes less money.
It's gonna go, 75-25, and then 80-20.
Because the big game companies want to make all the money.
But I don't know. I see it as a way of them trying to retain the bigger game companies by giving them a little more of a incentive for the money that they're making Steam.
But it's only going to last temporarily because, as Jim Sterling has been saying, and I now 100% see it, it's that I believe that at some point they're going to want 90-10. I mean, it's just this really big. Again, it may just be me being a little salty.
Well, no.
They seem to be pushing so hard for we don't want to share. But let's be honest, we both hate Origin. Or it is literally the reason I don't play Dragon Age anymore. I cannot stand going through Origin, and it's crap. And it's like, Steam is the place to go to get games. To me, I feel like it's the opposite. Like, they need to be happy Steam's out there because
well, yeah,
it
well,
gets
that's
these games.
That's why you say, well, they're going to want 90-10. Of course, they're going to want 90-10. If I was a big game company, I want 90-10 as well, man. I want to make as much money as I can make.
But what about the other
Now,
side
the
of that?
thing-
That there's people who literally won't go get your game because they don't want to deal with your engine. So you
Well,
lose
just
sales.
because I want 90-10 doesn't mean I'm going to quit because I don't get it.
Well, I mean,
Um,
some companies look like they
Some
are trying to
company
do that.
might. They might try their own. And it sucks that they do that because I don't like to have my games stored across multiple different services. Just like,
Which
just
I have to sign up
just
for.
like the whole Netflix and all that stuff, It's just like I don't want to have to go through a multitude of different streaming services. I do because some things I want bad enough to do it.
You want to know the punchline too? Had Bethesda used Steam to put out Fallout 76, they probably would have had the return policy issue because Steam has its own return policy. No lawsuit. Oh. They wouldn't be in the middle of this lawsuit issue about the refunds if they had stuck with Steam because Steam has a freaking return policy.
I didn't hear about the Fallout 76 return policy issue.
Well, I don't know if
missed
that's part of
that.
the lawsuit, but there's been a lot of complaints. But there's a big return policy issue. Oh, you haven't? Oh, pull that
No,
up.
yeah.
There's been
What's up with Fallout 76 return policy? Let's see. Bethesda's refund policy causes confusion as lawyers circle death claw and order.
There has been a lot of conflict over how to get a refund. Some people, cannot apply for. See down there. I don't know if you got it on
PC
screen.
run fines. Yes, it's got it on screen.
I'll read it out. The online confusion began last week with reports that PC refunds began to surface on Reddit. This is by Emma Kent. We're reading her report.
All right.
Players claim Bethesda had sent their money back almost instantly once they sent a support ticket listing reasons for needing a refund. This seemed unusual, particularly given terms and conditions of the Bethesda launcher states you cannot apply for a refund once the software has been used. Sure enough, in the following days, other players complained that their application had been rejected on the grounds that the customers who have downloaded the game are not eligible for a refund. Bethesda has not yet publicly explained its return policy, and Eurogamer has contacted the company to ask for clarification. Basically, several people are not getting refunds, don't know how to get the refunds. Nobody's sure how to get your money back on the game. And some folks are, like I said, lawyers are circling because some people are claiming that it's a legal issue.
Yeah.
What's up,
Population Tire says fragmenting digital services will just make people turn to piracy again. Exactly. Yeah. No, we actually brought that up, and no, it's an issue that I don't. I mean, we've seen happening. A growing piracy has become a problem again, and it's because of this fragmentation. But yeah, no, I mean, with Fallout 76, I mean, you're required by law in a lot of countries. I think the Europe, Australia, a couple of those actually have a certain amount of time in which you play the game before you can not give somebody a refund for something.
And the level of glitches are, to me, what makes it exceptional. To a certain degree, I understand that you bought the game, you downloaded, you played, you can't just immediately send it back. But the reason there's been a lot of legal discussion about it is because this was so glitchy. You can't really say you put out a working product almost. And that is where the real thing of, hey man, maybe if your game works, you could go, hey, just because you don't like it, you can't say that about what's out. You cannot say that about the product that exists, that it's a people are just upset because it wasn't what they wanted. No, people are upset because it's a hot mess.
Well, and like you said, I mean, if they would have gone through Steam, that would not have been an issue because Steam has been reworking its return policy. I mean, we've seen their return policy actively been reworked throughout the times that we've been on it.
Also, Steam has on occasions, if enough complaint happened and they go check it and they think something's glitchy enough, they've went, no, you're right, this is broken.
Yeah.
They made that call before, but see, that kind of makes it look like that was why they didn't go with Steam, because Steam probably would have refunded nearly everybody.
Oh yeah,
like, but Steam would have just been like, yeah, wait a minute, 50 gigabytes, all your save data got deleted, your character lost everything he built. Okay, yeah, they'd have been refunding this thing like crazy.
Well, because Steam's dealt with, I mean,
well, it's experience.
Yeah, it's experience. It's experience, man, and Bethesda's trying to get into something so they can make more money. I mean, they said fuck the 90-10. They wanted 100%.
Yeah, but here's the downside: 100% of the accountability.
Yeah,
there's a reason other reason you go through other people, big game companies, is because you can kind of at least not have to deal with that part.
I mean, the thing is I was really surprised that they did that because I mean they did that with Elder Scrolls Online, and it eventually went to Steam.
And to me, honestly, it was better after it did.
Well, I mean, the thing is it annoyed me because I would have preferred it on Steam, but because I bought it through Bethesda, I couldn't transfer over to Steam.
I got mine on Steam.
I would have had to, because I do like my games mostly in one spot, and I probably would play the game more if it was on Steam because I would see it pop up when I pull up my Steam library and I'm going
That's why
through.
y'all never joined me in Elder Scrolls. I kept going like, where is everybody? But y'all bought it before it came on Steam.
Yeah, before it came on Steam.
And Damien, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, if it was on Steam also I'd see it pop up. You know,
could go Q's playing
Elder Scrolls, and I'd be like, oh, I'll switch over to that for a bit, you know. But yeah, no, I got it before it was on Steam. They had a lot of trouble once they moved it over to Steam, and it's just like, did you not learn from that? So,
by the way, just a little side joke. That is one of the major reasons I will never buy one of those ecchi games on Steam because it pops up to everybody you know.
Oh, I know, dude. Nah, dude. Okay.
Remember we had a certain friend who kept playing that Honey Pop?
Yeah,
and it kept popping up. I'd be like, what is he doing?
So, I mean, I'll be honest, dude. Like, I'm bad about buying bundles on Humble Bundle, and that Honey Pop, our friend had talked up so much, so I was like, screw it, I'll go check this out. What's this about? So I went ahead and bought the bundle. I didn't even pay attention to what else was in the bundle. So I went and I got the code and I put it in for the Honey Pop, and it was interesting.
All I know is you were good because I didn't catch you playing, but I know our other boy kept popping up, and it was like,
I'll be honest, there is a thing where you can hit your friends and go offline on your friends, and then people don't see what you're playing.
Well,
and I will definitely tell you, anytime I hopped on the Honey Pop, I went to that friends list and I was like, hide. And it's not because I'm embarrassed, because I mean, hell, I'm talking about it here on the live show that I play it. It's just,
what a shame to us.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know if I want people to know when I'm playing something that there's, half naked anime chicks on. It's just sort of weird, It's like I don't want to announce to my friends, when I decided to play a game with. But anyway, so I got this bundle, and I never claimed the rest of the bundle because I started looking, because after I installed the Honey Pop.
Yeah, Honey Pop is the most innocent of the games.
I had installed the two Honey Pop games, and Steam still to this day constantly suggests that I buy more anime porn. It's like
you want to do pimp studios. Like, hey, yeah, pimp out. Like, no.
But it's constantly suggested. I'm like, I hadn't even played it that much. And I only have 2. I have all these RPGs and stuff like that.
I've never downloaded anything.
I had heard about this RPG, And I was like, oh, there's this RPG. Let me go check it out. I go check it out. And I was like, man, I wonder why Steam has never suggested this to me. And it goes, when I clicked on it to look at it, it's like, well, we don't know what you'll think about this game because this isn't anything like what you play. And I'm like, I play nothing but this type of game.
No, they keep their clothes on in that game. That's not you.
But yeah, it's constantly suggesting this anime porn stuff to me. And I have two. I have two of those games. Like I said, the bundle came with like 20. Okay, I never even put the rest of them on there because I was like, I don't want.
If you do, you will get nothing.
I was like, I will get
of
nothing but anime porn games. So,
oh man, I want to see that now. Just weird things popping up in my corner.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll send you the links so you can.
No,
claim
I'm not
them if
making
you
that
want.
mistake, man.
Because I never.
I clicked one wrong thing on YouTube, and it took so long to purge that weird suggestion tree for a while, and I was just like, I just was curious about this.
Yeah, hold on a second. Our editor looks like she's about to break down over there. I'm curious what's going on. We got to get that editor cam. What's up, Michelle?
Just listening to you guys talk about anime porn video games.
Oh yeah. We should,
Okay.
The news.
Yeah, that's definitely a rabbit hole that you went down.
So there's some gaming stuff and some movie stuff.
Where were we?
We want to go to games or we want to go to the movie?
Netflix. We did the Netflix. We did the.
We have story time, and then we have.
We can skip.
Let's try to get that.
Skip the Deadpool thing, I guess.
Yeah,
and we'll just go to. It's also a little older. I just threw it in there for something to talk about. Let's talk about this new Tekken 7 trailer. They got the Walking Dead Negan and the Marduk.
Marduk. I'm looking forward to Marduk so much, but the Negan feels like fan service.
Man, the Negan,
it really kind of overdoes it. I mean, I'm not saying I don't want Negan.
Maybe it's just that I'm just not a super huge. You can hit play on it and just
let them see the amazingness.
But maybe I'm not just a big enough Walking Dead. I mean, this is where I pretty much stopped watching Walking Dead is around here. But my thing is for one, this whole thing's unbelievable.
Unfortunately, we played the game.
Yeah.
And I've karate kicked a missile out of the air, and I'm just like,
Negan doesn't have a chance with any of these people. For two, I don't know what they did with the rendering in this video, but the rendering just really. Yeah,
our boys.
They're really pushing. They're really pushing this hard, and I'm just like, I understand. There's a lot of Negan love out there, but you don't belittle the rest of your Tekken characters for fan service for some.
It's a bit extreme.
I don't get what they were doing here.
I mean, they could have did like they did Marduk and just shown fight footage. They didn't have to literally show Negan just pump the entire.
Yeah, that would have been fine. I would have loved to have actually seen some gameplay footage of just him fighting, and that's
show
it.
A little bit, but they play this video out as watch Negan punk the entire Tekken cast,
for people,
the devil.
Yeah, for people watching the video, check out the Murdoch though. If you Murdoch,
that was good. Yeah,
it's actually really good because it's actual looks like gameplay footage, and I mean. You're like, okay, I want to play this character. I don't even know anything about Marduk, Duke, because I didn't play the other Tekkens, but I know you know who he is and stuff like that. But I know nothing about him. Just watching this video now, I'm like, I want to play that character. I don't care about the other character. Just looking at the video, like if I didn't know anything about Negan now. Do I want to play Negan? Sure. I've heard enough stories about Negan, and I've seen enough of Walking Dead. It'll be fun to play around with, but the video didn't sell me.
I like having extra characters.
The video just came off as
But this is Marduk. They have him fighting his rival in a ring. It looks like a gameplay. That's what it is. The Negan one, this dude beats up Heihachi, Kazuya, Jin. You're just like, okay, the three people I just mentioned are like freaking superhuman.
They also just drug out the video because they're trying to replay that whole scene from the TV show.
And there's several of the characters there we're going like, that person would not be afraid of him.
And I'm just there going, okay, whatever, come on.
Julia.
But yeah, no, I'm actually looking forward to that character. We may have to do another. We may have to get that season pass and do another Dicejunkie streaming night or something.
And that's another issue is that I didn't see enough of Negan to want to play him. Like I really didn't see enough that made me think the character is somebody I want to play. But I like having more characters. I'm always pro add characters, but.
No, not the band. Not the band.
But I do feel they could have made that a little like the attempt to recreate the scene. They could have at least picked some of the normal people. Like there's people like that I could see freaking out, like Zhao Yu and a few others. But I'm like, you picked the Mishimas, including evil demon mom with a tiger. Yeah. And I'm like, a baseball bat doesn't beat tiger.
You see him beat this demon, the guy who can turn into
Kazuya.
A freaking demon and shoot lasers from his eyes, against a baseball bat.
And remember I said, y'all missed it, but I said, the way that he should have been is he swings the bat, it fades to black, and then you see Kazuya walking away, and Lucille is firmly in the colon of Negan.
You have a demon cowering to a punk with a baseball bat. Anyway.
I watched him fight Akuma in a volcano. That's the insane. Spoilers. He fights Akuma in a volcano.
Oh,
Negan would just pass out. He'd be in a volcano stage. Usually that happen. Negan would be like, "I'm going to," and just catch on fire and fall over.
I don't know. I don't get it. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Tell us what you think. And if you wanna join in live on the comments, be sure to check us out on Twitch at 3:30 on Sundays. We do that. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. And watch more videos on YouTube. We got plenty. There's something else you wanna. What?
Next character, Heisenberg. Screw it. Let's do it.
Heisenberg.
Walter White.
You want to do Walter White?
Let's just go. Screw it. Apparently they can do that. Walter White.
He power up with blue meth.
I'm telling you, Heisenberg getting paid. Ooh, alternate costume. He's got the meth outfit. There you go. Heisenberg.
All right, guys. That's it for the news. Thanks for watching, and keep watching. Keep watching more stuff.